Okay, this is going to be a little overview of how this review packet works and what you need to do to help you prepare for your final exam. It's over just the second semester, the spring semester content. So it pretty much starts from Unit 6. So what you're going to need to do is complete the review packet, and if you show it completed before your exam, you can get bonus points added to your score. And then as long as you have your exam packet, you can use that on the actual test. So unit 6 is first kind of the way examples of solution. This part before you get to the practice problems are the notes. So this is where you need to go in your spiral to find this note page. I've tried to give you suggestions of where to look. This is unit 6. It's probably towards the beginning of unit 6. And if you do not have the notes, please get it from a neighbor or someone in your group sitting next to you. So we started this with solving by graphing. This was the title of the notes right here. So we want to go look for that page because you're going to copy these types of solutions. So you just want to copy it down right now, you can. I'm not going to do the whole packet, so I'm just going to kind of explain how it works and then let you work at it. You might want to also know, excuse me, these steps to solving. So in your packet, you want the information so you can use it. So the types of solutions you can have are intersecting lines, because if we're starting by graphing, we're going to have lines. So they can intersect, they can never intersect, which is parallel, and you can have the same line. So this black line, this red line's on top of it. So that intersection would indicate one solution, a point. Uh, no, never intersecting with no solution, so that's an infinity symbol. And or open, no solution symbol. And same line would indicate our row numbers, which is infinity symbol. Okay, so they want you to solve by graphing. So I want you to be able to actually do the graphing on pencil and paper, or at least get to your solution using your graphing calculator. So if I'm solving just pencil and paper, you have to have the equation in mx plus b form and to graph it. Sorry for this. And when we graph, we always start with the y-intercept, the b. We'll do that first. And then we use our slope to graph additional points second. So I'm doing this equation. My y-intercept would be a -1. My slope is 2. So that means my m would be 2 over 1. So I am, counting up 2 and then to the right one and plotting a point there. Up 2 to the right one and plotting a point there. And then we're drawing a line through those points. I'm just going to use my line tool to draw that line. This. Okay, you want to extend your line. Extend line. There we go. Fix that. And then the second equation here, x equals 2. That's a vertical line at 2. So here's 2. We're going to make a vertical line like such, and the solution is where they intersect. I'll make that a different color. So this intersection happens at 2, 1, 2, 3, comma 3. So that's my answer, 2, comma 3. Okay. Now, if the equation is not in slope-intercept form, like on number 2, you have to rewrite it so it is in slope-intercept form. So for the first one here, I would have to add x on both sides. So I'm just going to kind of rewrite it on the side here. This will give me 2y equals x minus 2. Because when I add the x, it cancels on this side. And then I would have to divide everything by 2 to solve for y. So my y is actually 1/2 x minus 1. So I started at the -1 and I'm counting up 1 to the right 2. Just want to repeat that. Down 1 to the left 2. And we're going to draw a line through those points. So I'm going to just use my line tool to draw the line. Use your straight edge to draw your line. Alright, and then for the second equation, again, it is not in slope-intercept form. So to do that, I would just minus 2x on both sides. So this is I'm gonna write it over here. Y equals, it's supposed to be x, sorry, a negative 2x plus 4. So our y-intercept is 4, so I'm starting on the y-axis at 4. And the slope is a negative 2x, so that's down 2 to the right one. And you want to repeat that till it touches the other line. So I can see right here, they're going to intersect. So I'm going to draw them using my line tool. Use your straight edge. And we're going to draw a line through these points like such. Remember, our intersection, our solution, is the intersection. So that happens right here. And that happens at the order pair 2, 0. So that is our solution. Now, don't forget, if you can put the equation in slope-intercept form, so I'm just talking about these equations, you can let the calculator find the intersection if you don't feel comfortable graphing on the actual coordinate plane here. You just have to go to y equals, and we had, let me clear this out, we had 1/2, we should do 1 divided by x. 1/2 x, I believe it was -1, and then negative 2x plus 4. So x -1, and then our negative 2x plus 4. You want to graph them. If you can't see or understand what that point is, remember you can do second trace 5 and enter 3 times. Okay, and there's your intersection. You could also use your decimal calculator, because I'm going to go to that as well. Let me get to that. Go to Math Tools, the calculator. Now this one might have been good to use. Let's say if I wasn't sure about vertical lines on this first problem here. I can put in y equals a number and x equals a number in the decimal calculator. So I could go to my decimal calculator and to y equals 2x minus 1. As I type it, it'll put the equation in there, and then I just have to enter and come down to the next line, and it was x equals 2, and there it's showing me the line, and then I can come up here and click where they intersect, and it will show me the intersection. Remember, I could also insert that point on my line if I wanted to see it. Okay, but I see the solution right here. I'll go back. I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna come here, click. There it is. It is 2, 3. Okay, which is what we have. So you're gonna do that, or basically use your notes and then finish a problem or a sample problem for each section. So in this section also we did solving by elimination. It was a blue foldable. I'm going to show you what the title looks like, because you need these 4 steps. You're going to need to copy them down so you can refer to them and use them on the test. And we did elimination, I think it was before this, sorry, right here. It was an Edpuzzle note. These are the 4 steps you need to copy. Again, if you don't have one of the foldables or the notes suggested on the packet, try to get them from a friend, please. Okay. So then it's going to ask you, if you go to the next problem, next page here, give an example. This is an example in the foldable that you could use of showing, and I didn't complete this example, because this should be when we multiply everything by 3. This should be 21 right here, sorry. And then when we add it, these just eliminate it. So if you look, I'm going to go back to the actual notes. Sorry, here we go. Nope. There they are, sorry. Here's the note. So here's the work that we did in the notes showing the steps. So you want to have an example that you can use to refer to. And then in your actual packet, we're going to do this number 5 here. So if you look, the terms are not opposites. And so to me, the easiest way to do this is to focus on your smallest variable, which is right here, the 2. The 2 can become a 4 if I multiply by 2. So it can become an opposite if I multiply the top equation by a -2. So rewrite it and let's see if we can get to this answer. And then we will be able to check this in class. So I do need you to attempt the problem. So here's some more. It tells it refers to look at the system application, equation application notes. So in your packet here, you're going to have some notes. You're going to actually maybe have a problem that was in the notes to ask you to do. I'll give you some hints to where to look for it. You do need to record your steps so you can use that on your test. And so after every note section to tell you where to focus to review, you will have a problem that correlates with that. Okay. Um, so I know the Desmos online equation lets you do, I think it does the graphing for you, but the handheld does not. So just pick the calculator you'll be able to have access to. You will get to use the Desmos calculator on the quizzes because it's going to be set up like a quiz. All right. So please work on this, get this done. Be ready to ask questions. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks.